All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is Nithya Ramachandra from the NR Hour Sports Show. This is episode 909. Happy Football Sunday. I'm joined by a really special guest. His name is Tion Green. He's a former Detroit Lion and Indianapolis Colts running back, and now he's the CEO and founder of Ambitious Training Solutions, which we will get to today, and then also talk about his career, his how he got to the NFL and all. And first of all, Tion, I just want to say thank you for joining the show. It's truly an honor. And how are you and your family doing today?
Thank you for having me on the show. I'm with my family right now. We're watching Sunday football. They kind of got me into fantasy football now, so I'm actually a part of it. I get to be a fan of the game now, compete with them. So have a
Nice.
little family fun. But man, it's an honor and pleasure to be here speaking with you.
Yeah, speaking of fantasy, I'm going to ask you a question later about a current line running back. I'm sure you know about him, but uh,
Okay.
I want to ask you about your childhood growing up first, and obviously you're from Florida. You grew up in Florida, Sanford, Florida. So what was it like growing up as a kid there in Florida, and when did you get interested in playing sports, especially choosing football? But did you get to play any other sports growing up before football, and who was your role model?
Uh, I come from Sanford, Florida. From a family of 6. It was kind of it was either stereotypical drugs or sports in my area where I came from. I chose sports as my route. I had older brothers that played football as well. Antonio Miles, Taquez Luster. And my brother Antonio was actually like the best running back in Central Florida in high school. So it was kind of like a big role I had to fill in at, went to state championship at Lake Brantley, I think in 08, 09. So my brother was my role model up front. I idolized everything he did. I mean, from the way the guy put his shoes on and dressed, he was a complete total package, and that was my role model. Unfortunately, things didn't work out for him. But what he actually did was everything that didn't work out for him, he kind of made sure I didn't follow in those same footsteps. So I couldn't have been put in a better situation, having him as my older brother, guiding me and stuff. And had a bunch of peers amongst along the way to help me out, guide me and stuff. Got to high school, fell in love with it more. Then that's when I think YouTube became a thing and 24/7 sports, all this recruiting and taking the visit. So it makes you love it more because I was actually able to visit these colleges. Fell in love with Cincinnati, got there, grew up a little bit, was with Travis Kelce them. So I walk in like, whoa, what's going on? I'm in there with Chris Moore, Travis Kelce, all these guys. So I was kind of overwhelmed in the beginning, and then the NFL came, and so forth, so forth. That's more business like, and then here we are here. Football. Unfortunately, it can't. Not for long. NFL, not for long. But I was so blessed, man. I was so blessed to be able to experience that experience. At the time, you don't really notice it when you're living it and you're a part of it, but me being away from the game and everything, and as I could look back and recap on everything, I was just so blessed, man. I'm just so thankful for all those moments, all those experiences I was able to create through all my memories. And now I'm a fan of the game. Like, me and my mom fantasy draft, I'm helping her pick people on the team. I'm guessing, I'm trying not to be biased by picking all my friends. So, that's pretty much where I'm at now with everything.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. So for you in football, especially, I want to ask you about your high school career. Tell our fans about your high school career, and obviously you're running back, former running back. But did you coaches now these days in the NFL or college like to play players in multiple positions? The positions they played in high school, the coaches like to still have them play those positions in some kind of scenarios. But for you, did you get to play any other position before settling on running back?
I did. I ran the triple option in high school, Lake Brantley. We did the triple option. So I was technically the running back, but I was the fullback, which means I got the ball every play. I wasn't complaining. But before that, my younger years, 08, 09, I actually skipped over something. I ran track. That was the other sport I did do. Off season, I did the track and then we do football. So it kind of like didn't mess up the schedule. It kind of worked hand in hand. Freshman year of high school, I played quarterback, got moved up to varsity after the first game because I had like 5 touchdowns. They was like, "Oh, you're going up." Went up to varsity, actually played with my older brother Antonio Miles that I mentioned, and then I became a cornerback once I was on varsity. And then sophomore year, I was just a cornerback, but I only came in the game to make like a spark play on offense. It wasn't until my senior year of high school I became a true running back. And it's funny because if you look, I don't know if Rivals, but I was ranked better at defense than offense on Rivals. It's just Cincinnati was the only school to offer me that running back. So I took it, as a kid. I didn't have a dad or anything like that growing up. So I kind of didn't have anyone to tell me about conferences. And I just was like, running back, I want the ball. I want to be the star. Thank you. So my senior year was the only year I played running back, like predominantly my position, no defense. I became a running back senior year of high school. So that's kind of how that went. And man, like we were undefeated my senior year of high school. Like, and that was the same class that I had from my freshman year. And we all played together. I mean, we brought guys back from baseball that had baseball careers, guys that didn't play in 2 years. Like my senior year, we went undefeated. And then I think we lost. We lost a game against Jacksonville Fletcher, but high school was a blur, man. But I do remember those moments, and it was fun. It was fun. It's just the coming out, y'all popular. You think you think you think you're the big man on campus. Yeah. I enjoyed that experience. That was fun. Now that I'm glad you helped me relive these moments. That's how you making me think right now. I love this high school. Appreciate it. A lot of good people there, man. Lake Brantley High School is my high school. And it was fun, man. 8A. Yeah, we were 8A. 8A. It was like the biggest. It was like huge. Like it was fun.
Yeah, so speaking of family, I want to talk about your family real quick. Obviously, you said that you didn't grow up with a father, but how tough was that not having a father in your life? And obviously, coaches, you consider the coaches as father figures. So how big of an impact did the coaches have in your life, and helping your mom out too, a single mom? And how tough was it for your mom also for your life coming up?
My mom, man, I can't give her enough credit in this world, man. She did an amazing job raising 6 kids by herself. No father figure to help working. We barely saw her. She drove semi trucks. As a kid, you don't understand these things until you become an adult. Like I can't tell my mom I love her enough now. I know now that I work and I do everything. Responsibilities and stuff, but these coaches, it's kind of funny you said that. I promise you, man, I probably went from house to house each semester. Wow. I probably was living with a different family each semester. My mom, as a kid, I didn't understand what she was trying to do, but she was trying to change my environment. So I left Sanford, where I'm from, Section 8, poverty. I left my area, came about 20 miles south to Altamont Springs in this area. And I had a completely environment change. And I think it took a village to raise me. A lot of the funny thing you said, how did these coaches help? Yeah, it's kind of crazy how you knew, but the coaches took me in. I mean, my dad's house that I'm at right now, calling my dad, he's my coach since I was a kid. I mean, yeah, I'm actually here. He's helped me with the Zoom. It's crazy. Yeah, so it's like my dad actually here who adopted me. He was my coach as a kid. And yeah, so it's funny. He helped, and him and my mom are like this. He was the understanding behind everything when I didn't get it or got frustrated or wanted to shut down. He was the one that was there to pick me up, him and plenty others. But that pretty much was my childhood, man. And, it's on a deeper level. It's kind of, I would say the toughest thing I probably went through with all of that is understanding that my family, that hoping that they didn't think I turned my back on them or if I changed on them, because I moved in with a Caucasian family. I mean, I went from the projects to the suburbs and all in one night, and at the same time, like I said, on a deeper level, the toughest thing for me was just, I just always hoped in my heart that my sisters, my 3 sisters, my 3 beautiful sisters, my 2 beautiful brothers, that I hope they just understood that, like, I never turned my back on them, and that was like my toughest thing I went through, like even to now, to like when I come back and like feeling accepted and knowing, hey, I like never left y'all, I never forgot about y'all, but I had to go this route to be able to take care of, everything now. So
wow, that's really inspiring. So I want to ask you about your college recruitment process. Obviously, being from Florida, did you get any offers from Florida or UCF or Florida State?
Yeah.
What and obviously you accepted Cincinnati, but what made you choose Cincinnati?
To answer your question, Florida was recruiting me. Okay. And as a kid at 17 years old, I'm thinking I'm this and that, and they're telling me they're gonna redshirt me. I'm like, whoa, I'm not coming to this school. So they kind of hurt my, they kind of hurt my feelings early, because I got Tim Tebow's. I can name every player on that team: Tim Tebow, Percy Harvin, Pouncey brothers, Spikes, all the DBs, Major Wright. I mean, you talking about the Florida Gators were like little celebrities whole career after. And then like for Florida to tell me like, yeah, you're not good enough. But I was with a friend named Ty Darlington, All-American, 5-star recruit, Apopka. They're our rivals in high school. And they were all over him. So I'm like, wait, what? I don't like this school. I want to go home. And then UCF was the only other Florida school that didn't offer. George O'Leary was a coach then, but I have dreadlocks. And at that time, I was in the process of trying to grow them. And you know, back then, George O'Leary, he didn't allow hair on the team.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I'm from Central Florida. So, like, being all my accolades, Offensive Player of the Year, since UCF never offered me. And I remember it being a comment made because I was like, why did, you know, I knew I wouldn't probably go there, but I remember asking one of the recruiters, like, why won't y'all offer me? He was like, George O'Leary wants you to come down to the facility and he'll talk to you. It was like something like that weird, but those are my two Florida schools that I would have considered going to, especially Florida. But the other Florida schools that offered me was, I think, FAU, FIU, USF. USF was close. My visit was phenomenal in Tampa. I was with BJ Daniels, the quarterback.
Okay.
So I was with the, like, most popular guy. So I was out in Tampa with him and he showed me that lifestyle and I fell in love with it. You know, and I'm like, I almost committed that night. And I prayed on it. And then I actually took my visit to Cincinnati. And if anyone can see what I can see when you go to Cincinnati, Ohio, I mean, the color on the trees, you know, we don't have seasons in Florida. And here it is, I'm in Cincinnati, I'm feeling the climate change. People were so nice. I like come up through the stadium. Everybody like, let's commit Tion. I was like walking up and they were like chanting my name. And I'm like, whoa, I'm coming to this school. And I remember the food was good. Everyone was so nice. They took me to Buena Braza, this steakhouse downtown Cincinnati. If you're ever there, try it. Please try it. It was so good, man. They showed me such a great time. Everything felt like home. I got into the locker room. The players were all cool. The coaches were, they seemed genuine. You know, everybody tell you you're great. They want you there. But coaches in Cincinnati seemed genuine. I was with the Butch Jones staff.
Oh, okay.
Those guys were genuine. And I went into a blessed, beautiful situation. I mean, I had Travis Kelce, Marty Gilliard, Isaiah P., George Wynn. I got Chris Moore, Johnny Holton, Mike Boone, Eric Wilson. It's like a bunch of guys still in the league now I played with in Cincinnati. And that was all of us in that one little core group. And took care of each other, man. So, you know, I was upset we didn't play yesterday. I love Cincinnati. I could talk to you hours about Cincinnati. I love it there.
Yeah, so speaking of Cincinnati, obviously once you walk into the campus, and what was it like, your experience there, college experience? Obviously they had the best fan base in my opinion in Cincinnati, and what was it like playing for the college team and especially being teammates with Travis Kelce? When did you guys first realize that Travis Kelce can be a star in the NFL like this as a tight end?
Man, I'll get to Travis first and then talk about the campus thing, but Travis, I honestly coming in, I kind of had that little ego thing because I knew I was like highly recruited. Yeah. I knew Cincy was like one of my like not big time, like they were big time, but not bigger than my Penn State offer. But you know, it was that Sandusky situation, you know, so it was Maryland. I wanted to go with Diggs because we were trying to partner up and go together in Maryland. Because I was trying to get with somebody and like start fresh and we all created a squad and just win like the Michigan guys did, the basketball team. Yeah. So like, you know, well, it's funny because my dad is all about Michigan, so he wouldn't believe this, but I try to idolize like some of the stuff that he does. Like, yeah, the Michigan basketball team. So like I tried to do something like that. So I really didn't know who Travis Kelce and all those guys were. It was when I got on campus and I saw the posters, I saw you start seeing who's who, the way guys walk around. And I remember Coach Butch Jones would like tell, because I was a big running back coming in at the time I was like 220, 230 already. And I was 225 in high school, 230 coming in. And I had weight issues. And I remember my first day there, Malik Bomar comes up to my locker and rips my name tag off of the because I had academic issues also getting through high school. I kind of had like a lot of academic things I had to like finalize before I got qualified. So I got in, I was a late enrollee. So I kind of got in the middle of camp. Everybody's been practicing. I showed up like a week before camp. And I remember like getting all my clothes and stuff, putting it in my locker. Within 2 seconds, Malik Bomar walks and just snatches my name tag off. Like, he was like, "You got to earn everything around here."
That's
So I'm like, I want to fight this dude. I got to prove myself. And then you see like all the who he hung around, and you see Travis them come in. You start seeing who's the leaders. And there was a first day of practice in pads. I never forget it. We were doing a drill called Circle of Life. It's probably illegal to do now, but it's when you take guys 5 yards apart and you blow the whistle and you hit each other, and you can't stop until someone gets ran over. I went against one of the linebackers. I won't name drop. I won my rep, and I remember Travis Kelce headbutted me, no helmet on, split his whole forehead open. Wow. Headbutted me, split his forehead open on me. And I'm like, whoa, this is intense. And I was the first, and I think I started practice off like that energy in practice. Yeah. Travis was excited. I tried gravitating towards him, and I started noticing during meetings and priority, you start learning who's alpha. And Travis took me in. Travis took me underneath his wing, and Travis did that with everybody, man. Like, he is the nicest guy ever in the world. Travis Kelce, by far. All my teammates were, but Travis Kelce by far is one of the nicest guys in the world. I remember he went to the NFL his rookie year, and I remember like I was kind of getting popular then. I'm becoming like the guy on campus, and he invited me to Adriatico's to eat. And he only invited a certain selected group of people, and I didn't show up. And I remember him sending me a call and was like, "That's disrespectful. I invited you, and I hear you out, doing other things. That's kind of messed up." And I like got there in 20 minutes. Got there, he pulled me to the side. I apologized, and he told me how much he loved me, how much he cared, and he was just pretty much saying like, you don't forget about your people when you go places in life. You help. It's about helping, and he kind of taught me, when you have a platform in life, like you're supposed to help you. You help people, you help others, which is simple. I am saying I was just so blessed and fortunate that I got a lot of help. So, he kind of magnified that for me and stuff. So, I have a lot of gratitude for Travis Kelce, man. Like he comes, his man come back, he would get mad. Like he would get upset if we wasn't in good spirits. He's like, "Are you okay? Smile, man." Life, he's like, "Come on, dog. Smile, man. Come on, man. Smile, man. Shut up, smile." Good guy, man. Travis is a good guy. And then I would say the fans in Cincinnati. Oh, I love the fans. I literally will go out on campus and sit there and talk to fans, talk to people. They got your back. They're so supportive. Still to this day, they still write me. Every time I go on that campus, it's love. We got the best stadium. Thursday, Friday, night games. Is night games of the Bearcats. Everybody knows that. Yeah. The toughest Thursday, Friday night games, the toughest environment to play in. The Ruckus is on fire. So their tailgates are intense probably, but when we come out that tunnel, it's you feel the energy. Like, we kind of, we go down. Our stadium is like down in the bottom. So like we looking up. That noise is just coming straight down. I loved it. I'm a fiery guy. I'm very passionate. So Cincinnati was a big reason why I went to that school, because they played against West Virginia back when Tavon Austin was there. That was my visit. Oh, wow. I went to that game, and it was in the Bengals Stadium, so they sold that out. Wow. So I already, Cincy, I love Cincinnati.
Hey, running backs usually have high energy, and we had Dexter McCluster on the show also. He's high energy too.
Oh man, listen, man, we love. I feel like I got it, man. I feel like I still got it.
Yeah, so we got.
I got there. I got there with my kids now. My kids be challenging me sometimes.
Oh wow!
Like some of the kids that I train and stuff. I actually had one of my I call them all like my little brothers and stuff. I had my CJ call me early. He goes to South Carolina. He from a Pop Goods, red shirted. He called me. We were talking. I'm asking him how he's doing and everything. He's like, "Yeah, man. I went against somebody that was 300 pounds. Big bro, I knocked him out." I was like, "Are you trying to imply that that's what you would do to me?" Because I don't want no smoke, man. I'm old now, man. Y'all young guys got it, but I got to stay ready, man. Because I got 2 football teams, right? 2 flag football teams, and there's 7, 8, 9, 10. And eventually, when they're in high school, I'm gonna be a little older. So I need to start staying in shape because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get challenged. I'm a tough loving coach. Like I like to get out there with him and will you beat me on this route? So I gotta make sure I stay in tippy top shape, man.
Wow. Yeah. So obviously your Cincinnati career, you had in 2 seasons, you had 7 touchdowns and 8 touchdowns. So what were the main things that you worked on to get better as a running back while you were in Cincinnati?
Honestly, to tell you the truth, being a great teammate.
Mm-hmm.
Being honest. I mean, if you look at the numbers, it's funny because if anybody was to look at my numbers, they'd be like, how did this guy make it to the NFL with those numbers? See, the thing is this though, being a great teammate can get you far in life because we had Eddie Grant let us rotate ourselves. It was me, Mike Boone, and Jose Williams. We had 3 running backs for 3 years in a row. 3 running backs, 3 years in a row, rotating ourselves. I didn't even start until I think senior year in Cincinnati. So it's like the numbers look weird, but it's like being a great teammate, the best advice I can give anybody. Why? Because special teams, what got me to the NFL, me encouraging my teammates, I created so much abundance of that. Like I loved all my teammates. I was a great teammate and it always put me in a great situation. I was throwing touchdown passes, getting lead blocks. I mean, I was a kicker. I used to have Mike Boone as a kick returner. And I would tell coach, put him deep, let me block.
Wow.
So things like that is what got me noticed, honestly. And that's when I promise you, every interview I did, right, when I was getting ready for my process, I didn't think I was gonna make it to the NFL. I was like, yeah, it's over with. My numbers, I'm not gonna go. Every visit I went to, I remember the GMs were like, we're they were like, we love you because we hear you're a great teammate. You don't care about the money. Because that was a big thing. Because those GMs are going to sit you down and pick your brain. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like no doubt in their minds that, okay, we can tell Tion, which Detroit did. I sat for like the first 10 weeks. They told me what was going to happen. They said, because we know how you are, know how you will become a great teammate. We're going to have you inactive, but we'll, still actively, you'll be active, get paid active. Right. But we need you to be a great teammate in practice. I mean, I was demonstrating drills. I'm talking about people running into me in the NFL. These are big boys, yeah. Especially when their jobs are on the line and it's a livelihood. So it's like being a great teammate, even in the NFL, like being there for my guys, man, like cheering them on, telling my older guys like Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah, like, hey, big bro, I've been looking up to you my whole life. You got this. It's being a great teammate, man. I'm telling you, being a great teammate, just having gratitude for the situation that you're put in. And you create more abundance of that, and then that everything will play itself out. And I think that's just the way of life in general. It'll play itself out. Continue to be a good person, continue to help others, be there for them, be genuine, be a good teammate. The rest will take care of itself.
Yeah. So tell our fans about your draft experience. Obviously, you were undrafted in 2017, and how tough is it for you?
I'm sorry, you went out a little bit.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, your screen is frozen, but yeah. So yeah, there you go. So for you, obviously, explain to our fans about your draft experience. Obviously, you were undrafted in 2017. How tough is it for you that you didn't get drafted?
Gotta have faith.
Yeah.
You gotta have faith. You gotta believe. You gotta really. I feel like this. This is my reality. It may not be everyone else's reality, but I've always knew as a kid, like a person that's double-minded, this is usually live a life of chaos. You won't be able to focus on anything. I just think when you have like laser focus, genuinely, like it sounds so cliche, and this is to all the fans, that anything you want to do in life, it could be anything. If you get laser focused and you learn how to focus on one thing and you become so determined that nothing's going to stop you from getting there, your opportunity is going to come, and just be ready. Because that, I literally was so focused. I left college. I was 252 pounds. Mm-hmm. I was 28% body fat. And I remember taking off my shirt and I went to ignition training. Ignition. That's where I did my combine training. I remember taking my shirt off and they take the pictures of us. And I remember them looking at my body like, you better make some changes real quick in 2 months. And I never forget it. I didn't even realize how determined I was. I remember I graduated early. I remember I was on the caveman diet. Meat, leaves, and berries. I couldn't eat anything besides what a caveman could eat. I changed my nutrition. I went to sleep. No outside distractions. No soda. I mean, I cut everything off. I was that focused, and I remember one day I told myself, I'm like, I got 60 days for opportunity of a lifetime. And I was like, I can never, well, I knew I was going to get one shot with the Bengals because of, the local day. And I knew I was going to get that. Oh, I knew I had 2 opportunities, pro day and the Bengals.
Right.
So I was like, I got 60 days for the rest of my life to accomplish my dreams. And in each day, I would check each day off. And I remember at one point, I was like, I hit that wall when I got to 230 and I could not lose no more weight. I dropped so much weight in the first month, got stuck. And I had to regain my focus and change my diet again. That was the toughest part. And I was seeing myself every day and I'm hard on myself. So not getting drafted didn't bother me because I already went into it not even expecting to be drafted. What bothered me was all the phone calls I would get, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna pick you at this pick." I'm like, "Man, don't do this to me." That's what bothered me. But other than that, man, I just kept laser focused. I believed in something, man. I believed in myself, and I think all of us, fans, me, you, once we get that laser focus, and you believe in yourself, man, just this much of faith. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Faith of a mustard seed. I mean, I'm talking about the sky's the limit. You can do anything you want to do. I mean, you literally can. Like you can do anything in this world you want to do. I don't get too spiritual on that stuff, but yeah, man. So I got that laser focus, and I was just so determined. I remember taking my shirt off again when you have to weigh in front of the pros and the scouts. I was listed at 245. Now I was already listed I was compared to Eddie Lacy. So yes, so the first time these scouts saw me, they were like, Tion Green. I wore baggy, my ignition guy, Cliff. He told me to wear something baggy, like baggy stuff. And I remember taking off all my layers of stuff and getting on that scale. It was like Tion Green 219. I watched every scout. Right. Bench press come up. I think I hit it like 20, 25 times, something like that. They freak out about that. My back was hurting from, you straining so much. And it's so early in the morning. So I'm like, I'm adrenaline flowing. Now we got the broad jump, all that. Right. It was the field exercises. And this is to all the fans, even if you're younger fans. You touched on a great thing earlier. When I went out to that combine and I did my drills, I went to DB, I went to receiver, I went to run, because you better go to every position. Right. Because you better try to show these scouts everything you can do. Because the more you bring to the table, which I learned from being a great teammate, it gave me an opportunity to do so many other positions. So the fact that I could showcase all my talents, that's what literally got me my opportunity. Right. To the point where I was in spread in Detroit. I was at fullback in Detroit. I was at running back in Detroit. I was catching screens again. I don't think I ever caught a screen play in college. But I lost all that weight. I became more agile. And I was on special teams. I was on kick return in Detroit. Like it's funny you said that. All of the things I did in high school kind of just came back. And I also was my high school weight again. I was 219. I was 220, 225 in high school. Right. So I could move again. I could run again. Because since I was a big boy, man, I had that belly hanging out. Too much free cafeteria food. Gotta watch that stuff. Gotta watch it. Yeah. Yeah, but
no, after the draft, that's where it gets a lot of interesting and crazy because the undrafted free agents will get tons of phone calls. And for you, you got the opportunity by signing with the Detroit Lions, and what a great opportunity for you to play with Matthew Stafford, a great quarterback, now with the Rams. But what was it like playing with the Detroit? You made your debut against the Ravens. You had 11 carries, 51 yards for your debut, a touchdown for your debut. And then the second game, Christmas Eve, you played with the Bengals. Played against the Bengals, had a touchdown there. So what was it like just coming full circle, getting to your goal, and having the Lions giving you the opportunity to start your career?
I can't, man. I like I said, much gratitude to the organization, Bob Quinn, the whole Detroit Lions staff for taking a chance on me and allowing me to accomplish my dreams. I think that was like one of the biggest things that hit home, and I made Bob Quinn a promise. Bob Quinn actually asked me if, because remember you go on these visits before the draft, so it's kind of like a recruiting visit, like high school. So like we do the same thing in the NFL. We still go on visits, and Bob Quinn told me, he said, he was like, we you know, you're late round draft pick, you know, may or may not get picked up, but if we took a chance on you, would you promise to continue to be that good teammate, be patient, we might put you on practice squad, but he told me, like, you know, these are the things will work out for you.
Right.
And I trust him and believed him. So I already kind of knew what I was gonna do. Me and my agent, obviously, we was waiting on a better deal, but no one topped Detroit's deal. Everything else was, we'll bring you in for opportunity, you know, country, you know how that goes. So Detroit kind of told me, like, nah, we want you. Like, we want you here. It's just with our draft picks, we need these guys, but we want your word. So, you know, like, you know, they work out little things for you and stuff like that. So I kind of, I kind of narrowed my focus, and everything was already in line. It was a line for me. But what was frustrating, like I was saying, was the phone calls during the draft.
Right.
These teams who aren't going to take me were calling. So you got the Packers calling, the Colts calling. It's kind of like, you know, I got Detroit on it. And, you know, Detroit's calling like I think when they got 5th, 6th, 7th round, Detroit was calling like every round, like, hey, you still hanging in there, buddy? No one called you yet, did they? No one made you a deal, because they were trying to make sure no one got me. So why these, you know, my agent's like, you know, that's just how it's business. Like, but teams were calling, like, hey, we might take you with this pick. And of course, I'm out of there. But that's kind of how that went. That might have been the
Detroit called you during the draft too?
Yeah, they was on the phone with me after every the 5th, 6th, 7th round. Oh, they were calling. I was on the phone with my position coach,
Wow,
like all the time. Like he was calling me and, hey, how you doing, big guy? How are you? Know how that go?
Yeah.
He was calling, trying to keep tabs and, you know, check in on me and stuff like that. But other than that, man, I kind of knew what I was doing. I kind of had a good feeling I would be in Detroit, and then it all hit rolling, and then, you know, the draft come, and immediately after the draft, you're gone.
Yeah.
And then I walk in and I see Ziggy Ozza.
Oh, Ziggy Ozza, yeah.
I walk in with my, you know, because each player you coming in, you know, from the flight, I'm coming in with just a bag. I didn't take anything with me. I just went to I'm in the NFL.
Yeah.
You come in, I come in, I'm getting escorted, and I just see just this big old dude in a towel.
Wow.
Then again, I'm in the NFL locker room. Like, it's like lights everywhere. Right. It's like 10 times bigger than your college locker room. Bear in mind, thank God for Travis Kelce and all those guys for winning all those championships, because, you know, the locker room got more money. We got a $1 million stadium. You know, we got more stuff added. So I'm talking like we had a nice locker room in college. I walked to the Detroit Lions. My name is like imprinted on the thing, lit up. My helmet size and everything, it was all there. Like everything. Then you go in and like you get your feet molded, you get your stuff stitched to you. It's like the best experience. Like the helmet goes on your head. They mold something to work like to where my hair, it's molded to my hair, to where it only can fit like my head.
Wow.
So it's like that. Your mouthpiece the same way, your visor, however you want it, whether it's prescription or not, it's intense. Your gloves. I've never seen so many different designs of gloves in my life. Like I walk into a warehouse of just anything, and I asked the guy, I'm like, does it matter what I get? He goes, this is y'all's, anything y'all want. Like, it was like a shopping spree. Like they were teaching me about cleats and why it's not good for running backs, arches, like scientific stuff behind it. Like I learned even that.
Right.
It was crazy overwhelming. But I remember seeing Big Zig. I'm talking like big old chest with abs. Bear in mind, I was just working on my abs from losing all that weight. So I see this big old man with abs, and I'm like, I gotta get right. And then I kid you not, as I'm sitting down, I'm going to go like leave, and I see Amir Abdullah, and he doesn't know this, but he was the first. Amir Abdullah was the first guy I ever got starstruck over. I watched Amir my whole life.
Oh wow.
So like I come in this locker room and I see him, and I'm like staring at him, but I like couldn't talk. He was like, "What's up, bro?" Like in the softest voice, "What's up, bro?" I'm like, "How you doing?" He's like, "Tion." I'm like, "Yeah, nice to meet you." He's like, "Welcome to the running back room." I'm like, dang. And then like, the rest of the running, you would have meetings later that day, and the rest of the running backs come looking at Theo Riddick, Zach Zenner, Dwayne Washington, Mike James,
Wow.
the running back from the Vikings. I'm so upset I can't remember his name.
Oh,
44. My boy with the tattoos.
Latavius Murray? No.
No, 44. He's from
Javid Best?
nope. He's a little older. He's probably like 35 now. He played for the Vikings. He was AP second string running back, number 44.
Oh
He was
man.
he the one that raised me. He was my bigger brother at Detroit, which is so upsetting.
Was he here? Was he there when you signed with the Detroit Lions?
Yes, they brought him in with me. He was his ethnicity. He's Samoan.
So
He's Samoan, number 44. He's Samoan. I should look him up.
I got it.
He played for the Vikings. He was a second string running back with Adrian Peterson. Asna, Anita. I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, he played running back, and that guy, he the one, he took me on his wing and taught me how to pass block, cut, everything, eat, get on time. He's a good guy.
Yeah, so for you, obviously, what was it like, obviously, playing in Detroit and playing with Amir Abdullah, Matthew Stafford, and all these other players like Marvin Jones Jr. you played with, a lot of great players in your career you played with. So, and Darius, if you look on the defense, you had a great defense. Darius Slay was there at that time, Don Carey, Condre Diggs, Darren Fells. You can go down the list. Kenny Golladay you played with, who's with the Giants now, Dwight Freeney, the best defensive tackle in the league, whoever played the game. So what was that like for you?
Man, I'm over here reliving those memories again. Kenny Golladay, Green and Golladay, we were always next to each other in the hotel rooms. So like we was like best friends, me and Kenny. Like I went to Chicago with him. He showed me his hometown. He showed me where he was from in Chicago. I'm finna say Slay, Big Play Slay. That's his name, Big Play Slay. This guy will come in there. This is he's a perfect pro, believe it or not. Every rookie had to be in at about 5 a.m. to do stretching, because when you're a rookie and you're enrolling, they kind of teach you structure. So they would kind of not baby us, but just, teach us how to stretch, and we had to. It's part of the process of becoming a pro. Darius Slay would be in there with us, and he would talk crap to all of us. I loved it. And he was like the best big brother ever, and he would invite everyone to his house every Friday, cookout, clothes, because we don't really go out. So he would invite everybody over to get haircuts. He would have people come in with all these fancy clothes that, because you're not going to go to the store. You really just, you don't really live in that city. So Darius, Big Play, was a good brother. He helped us off the field a lot, would encourage us in the morning. He was so funny. Him and Ebron would go at it. I loved it. Even Eric Ebron, I forgot about Ebron was there with us.
Glover Quinn.
I was with Ebron in Indy too. Ebron kind of made my Indianapolis trip welcoming.
Oh, wow.
Stafford threw this. I remember seeing him. And what's funny story? He doesn't know this. One day he threw away his game check.
Oh no.
This is when he signed that contract. I'm so weird. I'm like, I want to go see this and manifest this to my life. I grabbed this check, this one game check, and put it right back in the trash. I said, yeah, let me manifest a little later in life. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but Stafford was the coolest guy ever, the best swag on the team. I never seen him wear the same Nikes every day. He wear Forces, all type of design, Air Forces. KG, obviously Kenny Golladay. KG, that's my boy. We sat next to each other in the special teams room, knowing he was never gonna be on special teams. So I sat next to him. So who else? We got Don Carey. Yeah, it's funny. I just wrote Don Carey because he's with the NFL Trust, and me and him I want to write a book. I'm actually in the process of writing a book right now. So I wanted to get some pointers from him. Nevin Lawson was also a good role model for me. We had Glover Quinn at safety. Yep. He was he would tell me, he got mad at me one day because I didn't go hard enough in practice because I was being nice to the D lineman. Because when you're running, everybody has to tag off. Yeah. And I maybe ran 60 yards, and I kind of slowed down, and Glover got mad and was like, I don't care. We are not going to get better if you don't push us. I remember that. I promise you, that entire defense and some off Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, all of those guys were vouching for me to play. I promise. If you look at when I scored my first touchdown, when they literally all ran to me, they were so happy for me. I just remember, like I said, being a great teammate. Those guys would be like, hey, go grab this, go grab that. I never looked at it as bullying. I just went and got it. I remember Golden let me hold his car. Like I remember Theo Riddick letting me get in his I-8. Like I'm talking like, like these KG before I got a place, he's like, come stay with me, because it was so crazy because my situation was different. I was like undrafted practice squad, not practice squad. So financially, I lived a little different than everybody else in the locker room. But it's like all those big names you name, even from Jared Davis, JD. Yeah. JD was my lifting partner. He's nuts. I've never seen someone progressively get stronger. Wow. Like during the workout, as the numbers went up, like 400 bench, he got stronger. So like guys like him, Ziggy. Ziggy was a big good role model to me. Don Carey, obviously.
I had him on the show. I had Don Carey on the show last year.
How awesome is he?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's
one of the best, well-spoken men I've ever. That's a man you want to idolize to be like. That guy walks the walk, talks the talk, and he's really like that every day. Reading his book in the cold tub, hot tub, encouraging, trying to help. Like he is the complete package. He's a guy I idolize. Then you got your Marvin Jones, Golden Tates,
Dwight Freeney. Dwight Freeney.
Yeah. Oh, Dwight. Oh. So Dwight came. He played those last 5 games with us. I had to say something to him. One time I was with him. I'm like, it was in the hot tub. I asked him for one of his autographs.
Wow.
I was like, is it weird if I ask you for it? It was the last game coming up. I think it was playing against the Packers. I was like, hey, do you mind if I ask for an autograph? Like, it's kind of like a big deal, man. Like, you about to be retired. He was cool about it. He was so cool, but he don't talk. Like he's so like, you got some guys that are just so professional that they're so focused. Like, I was more so talkative, playful, goofy, talking to everybody. But Dwight, man, he how he plays the game is how he carries himself. But then he talks to you, he's the sweetest guy in the world. But like, it's Dwight free, you're not, it's like, hey, how you doing? He's like, he's just a boss, man. I was so blessed. I played with a good group my rookie year. So blessed. And then, not even that, the head coach, Jim Caldwell. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What a guy. What a guy. What a man. I went from their system to Indianapolis. It's completely different systems. Even from when Matt Patricia came in.
Right.
Like I'm talking about, I think is anybody there? Jalen Reeves-Maven? He's probably still there in Detroit. I think he might be the only one there with that class with Jim Caldwell.
Jalen.
I just saw my boy Jamal Agnew run back another kick return from the back of the end zone kick return. Jamal Agnew, I was with. That was my boy too. 38, 39.
He's still there. I think. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Reeves-Maven. I figured that would change because it was when you go through all these cultures, especially with grown men in that locker room, and then like another culture is being introduced, you might have a little. It might be tough to get a lot of grown men to buy in who's been doing it one way for so long.
Yeah. And
like I was only there for a year, and I loved the way Jim Caldwell. Nothing against Patricia, I wasn't with him long enough. I got snipped quick.
Oh.
Yeah. So other than that, man, like I just I see a lot of changes. As he went there, and all the guys, like all those names you named are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you got these cultures like Jim Caldwell. We read books. Like Jim Caldwell was all about the character. Jim Caldwell expressed the importance of our role in society and who we were. He was very like, you guys are those, role models with these platforms. Let's use it the right way. So Jim Caldwell was like, on our free time and stuff, like he gave me books and stuff to read. Like it was legit, man. Like they also did some other things for me too. I don't know if I can say it, but I'm not getting them in trouble. But yeah, Jim Caldwell was the best. I met with him once a week, because I had situations with my childhood that like, I left, I was adopted. Some things went on at home, like that like were affecting me because I always felt like I wanted to just help, and that just bothered me. And Coach Caldwell can tell people's energies because he would try to meet with players all the time. Like he'll come into the cafeteria and just sit with you, Coach Caldwell, and talk to you, like literally get to know you. And he has this welcoming presence to where like I just opened up to him one day, and he was like, you know, you don't have to deal with this alone. And I met with Coach Caldwell like once a week. Like he would talk to me about life. And you know, the anxiety, you know, it's NFL now. I'm trying to learn these playbooks. I'm not as good as I used to. You know, there's a lot going on. I wasn't just family. So he was helping me the whole thing. I mean, these days were like from 5 a.m. to 8 o'clock at night. And then like I remember I asked one of the guys, I like, hey, when does this end? Like, because we was in that training camp phase. Because I went straight from January, February, March, April, straight into the NFL, never stopped training. So here it is, the first time in my life I've trained a full year. Then the games are longer, which means you practice longer, which means it's cold in Detroit, which means it ain't like Cincinnati where they put us inside because we had Tommy Tuberville. He ain't with the cold.
Yeah.
We were in the snow in Detroit practicing. And I'm the practice squad running back, so I'm getting every carry. So like, you know, it's starting to hit me week 10, week 12, you know, where my body's breaking down. So it's like Jim Caldwell was there for me a lot mentally, like literally suggesting like therapists, yoga, like things like that to calm the body, mind, and spirit, you know, because the mental to physical is 10-1. And then that's the biggest thing Coach Caldwell would teach us. Like the mental was everything of the game. But we like even in the NFL, we didn't even like the contact ain't even, it's all mental. That's why you see rarely ever mistakes, you know?
Yeah,
So like
that's what I consider a father figure there. Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell is all about family, the team, the players, and he deserves another chance in the NFL. I just don't know why he hasn't gotten another chance to be in the NFL. This guy deserves it. This guy's a heck of a coach. I don't know why the Lions gave up on Jim Caldwell. He would have turned this franchise around in a heartbeat, Detroit.
he was already doing it. He was already on the path. And you know what's real though? I can say one thing about Coach Caldwell. I will never forget that Packers game, that last game on New Year's. And you know me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I kind of came onto the scene. I ended up starting the last 4 games. I'm like, oh yeah, it's time now. I remember his goodbye. Everyone in that room kind of felt it. Like we all kind of knew. And I didn't even know because I wasn't into the media, and we don't see TV during the season. Like we're in film and stuff. But you know, probably now that I see stuff, like they probably was talking about it, you know. And I just remember like him just kind of pretty much just like saying like, you guys know how this job works. Man, I love it. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. So now switching, this is a 2-part question. So obviously, speaking of system, you mentioned earlier that when you went to the Colts, it's a much different system. But for you, how long did it take for you to adjust when you left Detroit to go to Indianapolis? But you also got to play with the great quarterback and Andrew Luck, and then you played with Marlon Mack, Ryan Grant, Ebron again, so that you had the familiarity with Eric Ebron. You played with the great players in Indianapolis. So, but how long did it take you to adjust to the new system for you?
It was kind of weird, and like this is something like from a player's perspective. I can get to the fans on this one. You know, as a player, like the saying "stay ready so you never have to get ready" is so true, because that might have been the first time in my life I got discouraged and lost focus. I didn't understand what was happening. So here it is. I get all these promises made to me by Bob Quinn. Bear in mind, I'm what, 21, 22 years old at the time. So here it is. I'm thinking like this is how it is. Like, you know, 4 years, I signed the contract. I'm here through the good, bad, and ugly, through the coaching changes and all. I'm still here, especially a guy that beat out everybody. You know, I thought I beat everybody out. I was the first guy to go. Literally. Out of that, I was the first one to go. And I was always a great teammate.
Right.
It didn't it never affected, you know, I never was like bitter towards my teammates or anything, but like I was just, as a kid, I was confused again. So I'm like, here it is, this is going on. So immediately when they let me go, they waved me, I flew home to Florida. I got with my best friend, I just ran. I just wanted to run and keep running. You know, I'm embarrassed. I'm not understanding. I done bought this house in Detroit. I'm thinking for sure after the way I finished that season, I was there. And I remember like time going by, and I remember getting like a few workouts, and like nothing happened. And I'm sitting here watching me outperform these guys in these workouts. Some guys didn't even show up in shape, but I did a bunch of workouts with a lot of big time guys. So I'm doing all these workouts, and I'm like not getting signed by our team. And then I remember doing a workout for Indy, like a while, and I got discouraged, didn't work out. I started losing focus, man. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with this house, you know, what's next for me. And all of a sudden, I never forget it. I'm at a restaurant in Wyandotte, Michigan, on the riverfront. And I remember sitting there and like at this restaurant where I did all my charity events. They're like my family. So you know, I would go up there, event, hang out, and I remember eating sushi and the phone ringing, and I'm like, I'm not answering it. No number I don't recognize.
Right.
And I remember it ringing again, and my agent called, and he's like, "Can you be on a flight in 2 hours?" So I got that call to Indy, and on my way on the flight, I don't remember. It's either I was studying the playbook or like, because it was like I got there and I practiced the same day. It wasn't no, you got a chance to, no, I practiced the same day. So I didn't even have a chance to get adjusted. I think maybe it's when you in football so long, you understand football is all about concepts and schemes. So you kind of, once you understand a concept and how an outside zone or inside zone, you know concepts. So you know blocking patterns, you know fast flow, slow flow. And this is like the biggest transition from college to NFL. Like that's the mental part. So once you learn concepts, everything has a concept, but just different names. And probably the name is probably Twisted T. It's probably trap. You know, you running a trap play. You got to know the T. You got to learn the terminology. So when you hear punch, it's probably a power play. But you got to deuce right punch, deuce right, two tight ends, punch. So you got to just know schematically scheme. So I think that's why like professionals can make the transition so quick, because once you have the knowledge and understand schemes and stuff and fronts and defenses, and because I played, you know, I was a passing back, so I had to know defenses. I had to know a back from under, over, from blitz standpoints. So once you can understand those concepts, like the transition wasn't bad at all. It was just learning the names. But like if you, like I said, if you learn Trey Wright, you know Trey Wright, that's three receivers. You probably ain't about to get the ball, or if you are, it's going to the left. So you probably pass blocking. So I kind of was able to move up real quick on the depth chart because Robert Turbin had got in trouble for some stuff. Yeah, Robert Turbin got in trouble, which has caused me to get engaged quicker. So I had to practice faster because they lost two backs. They cut it. A guy got hurt and he got in trouble for some stuff, and I had, so they were very young, so they weren't ready yet. So you got me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm back.
Yeah. His connection is, I don't know what's going on.
I know, man. It's kind of making me mad. If it doesn't come out the way you want it to, I can always get around another phone and we could just run it back another day or anything if that doesn't work out.
Yeah, so I think I heard the Turbin. No, can you say the Turbin part again? I think
Don't turn off on me. What is this computer doing?
Morning, everyone. This is Nithya Ramachandra from the NR.
There you go.
Oh,
It's in progress.
you got me?
Yeah.
Can you see me?
No.
Got you. Start video. Access. Got me now?
Yeah.
Perfect. The computer died on me. Look at all these things trying to knock us off our pivot, man. We're going to get this thing right.
Yeah. But we would like to have you back on the show, too, to meet the full team. So at some point.
Oh, no, for sure. I don't mind at all, man. I'm pretty, nothing's too hectic for me right now. Nothing's too crazy. Got a lot of free time.
Yeah. So I think.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah, so I think we left off on, I think you were talking about Robert Turbin. I had him on the show last year too, by the way, Robert Turbin.
Hey, what another great guy, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's a great guy. We kind of got the same, thought process with everything, When I was around him, he actually, when I was in Indy, he came to me and he even said to me, he said, if you need any help, let me know. If you need, he came up tonight. Obviously, Robert Turbin, another guy I look up to, another big time name, another big time guy. He asked me, did I need any help with anything, to let him know, and he had me. So like, another great guy. Like, you can't say nothing. That's like, I got so blessed, like, with all these good people. So Robert's another great one. He's definitely a Don Carey like type of caliber guy. Like very, very high, high value, like, person, man.
Yeah, so I think we left off on Turbin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Robert Turbin. He had that. So Robert actually, when all of that stuff happened, he was the one that asked me if I needed help, because I came in that first day, was trying to learn everything, but it was kind of confusing. But I kind of, it's just day one for anybody. You know what's funny? I got screamed at my first day in Indianapolis by Andrew Luck.
Oh wow.
Because he didn't know that I was new. They don't know.
Yeah.
And I kind of came in and I had 38 on and I was with the ones. You don't mess up with the ones. And like something happened where like the timing was off with the handoff. He was like, man, like, what are you doing? And something like that. And I'm like, I didn't say nothing. I'm new. I was kind of like, man, whatever. And then he came to me at lunch and was like, hey, I apologize. I didn't know you were new, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Because I guess the coach kind of told him, like, this guy's just got here like 2 hours ago. Like, I landed and walked straight to practice in Indy. Like, I was like walking to practice. It was like no, like I was studying the plays on the airport, like on the plane. And I remember walking in, I see Ebron. He's like, T-Pain. He would call me T-Pain. Like, T-Pain. I said, oh gosh. Wow. Ebron, what's going on, brother? So Ebron made that transition super smooth. Andrew Luck saw me walking home from from practice, and Andrew Luck offered me his car. He's like, do you need some help? You need a car here? Are you settled? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'll be getting situated by like tomorrow, because this is my first day.
Right.
So like they were all, everybody teamed up and I still didn't even know where to go yet. That's how crazy it was. I didn't even know the facility yet. And we don't even practice in training camp. You don't practice at your facility. You're at like a field. You're like in a whole new location. And at that time, the Indianapolis Colts new facility was being remodeled.
Right.
So we were at a whole nother facility, man. Speaking of Cincy, I got my
there you go.
What year is this? 2014? Big East?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, tell our fans, so how grateful are you to be in this position right now, to be able to reach your goal, play running back in the NFL, play with two great organizations with the Colts, Detroit Lions, play with great teammates, have great coaches behind your backs from day one, to have the right support system around you to help your family out too, your mother to get and help your family by getting into the NFL and playing for Cincinnati and putting up those numbers and keep working hard and never give up. And how grateful are you to be in this position right now?
I would say grateful, gratitude. Felt like it was a fairy tale.
Right.
I get the chills thinking about it. It's funny because you're the first person I'm like literally explain, because like for a while I couldn't like talk about sports. I didn't watch it because I just had no closure with it. You know, I kind of was like, like I said, I was young. I didn't understand the business aspect of it. Went from being so patient to getting the opportunity against the Ravens to the guy that brought me, that I made a promise to. You know, we're talking like back to draft day, where I told him, you got my word, I'm coming to Detroit. Jim Caldwell's no longer there. Mm-hmm. Other coaching staff comes in, bring in their guys, draft Kerryon Johnson right away, bring in LeGarrette Blount, which was a phenomenal big brother to me. LeGarrette Blount was amazing. Absolutely amazing to me. Still got me?
Oh yeah, yep.
Got you. Yeah, LeGarrette Blount was amazing to me. And then, you know, I got waived. I didn't understand it because it was actually during the draft when all of that happened. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know like what, you know, how that worked. Was a little frustrated. Like I said, went home, didn't know how to, deal with everything. Went to Indianapolis, got like a new spark, a new energy. I ended up getting an injury, which kind of like derailed my career because I came off that injury. And as I started my rehab process, COVID happened, was shut down, so I got, in a situation where, things went that way. And during that process, I had a knee surgery. I got hurt in practice with the Colts right before the actual last game against the Bengals. Started the rehab process. Like I said, COVID hit, not even understanding what was going on. So my mind was like, what's happening right now? Like NFL, waived, new team, injury, COVID, like what's going on? During the process, I also, gained knowledge that I do have sickle cell anemia. Right. So, moving forward with that one, with COVID being an issue, not knowing how serious COVID was and me having a disease, it kind of, it started making me put things into perspective, and that's when my reality started changing. And then that's kind of how I went about things. And then when I learned through my whole process of it all, I just was my dreams, whether it was one play or signing one autograph or getting my name on the back of that jersey. It's moments like now, like doing this interview, like when I look back on it and you help me reminisce on those moments, like I lived a great, sometimes were cloudier than others because I didn't understand. But, everything I went through from college to the NFL, my childhood until now, has shaped me to become the man that I am today. And I couldn't be more grateful. I couldn't have wanted things to play out any different. I probably, if it did, I wouldn't have had my two beautiful football teams. I wouldn't have the women that I train in the morning and the things I can do to push their minds and show them that, sis, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do all this. I have these girls doing our football NFL combine workouts. Wow. And just to show them that they can do anything they put their minds to, being able to be that walking light and encourage and inspire others to say, hey, I'm Tion Green. I got sickle cell anemia and I still accomplish all these things. I came from this background. Mom, back up, facts are facts, and you look at the numbers, the chances of you making it to the NFL in general, you look at the background situation, everything that, that made me and molded me who I was, man, like I'm real grateful. the times from when I wanted to quit and I didn't quit, just by having faith, just so grateful. Couldn't be more thankful than all the people that helped me. You know, you giving me a platform to speak and talk and be able to help another kid that probably similar in my situation,
right.
Giving him the encouragement that you can get through anything you want to if you put your mind to it when you have that laser sharp focus. And me being able to talk about it, you know, these were things that I think, mental, depression and things are a thing. Like once you leave the NFL and you've been playing football your whole life and you don't know nothing else to do besides run that ball, that could be a lot of life challenges you could go up against.
Right.
You know, I'm dealing with things now in my life where, I started my own business and stuff. I had to learn how to, file my taxes by myself. I didn't have an agent or a CPA that was trying to take my money. It's different when I played football and that money was coming in. Everybody was trying to help. I want to help you with your taxes. It's a lot different when, you're out here. And it's just like, I just want to encourage everybody that's in my situation or not in my situation. Like, you can do anything you put your mind to. You just got to, stay focused, believe in yourself, man. And just, I would say, like I always say, just keep being a great person to have gratitude for every little thing, because it's the little things like the NFL, or that's a big thing, but it's like those little relationships that I just remember and reminisce about that. Like, I don't know if I'll see those guys again, but like, those are some great moments, man. And like, I ain't got nothing but gratitude for it. And like I said, it shaped me to be the man I am today, to where I could walk around, talk to people, encourage them. Like, the NFL, one of the best things happened to me, because now I have a platform that no matter what my background is now, I can go out and, help these people get in these communities, and help out. So the NFL has done a lot for me and my family, and it changed my life and the way I think about life and view life.
Yeah. So that's amazing. You have an inspiring story. Tion, you have an inspiring story, and your story should be shared more on other platforms like this, because, man, the things you've been through as a family yourself, it's crazy. And you be able to overcome this and get to your goal is unbelievable. And now you're helping other people out. You have this platform called Ambition Training Solutions.
Yes, sir.
Tell our fans about this. How did this come about, and how grateful are you about to have this platform?
Okay, so like I said, once again, always give thanks. Always give thanks. Before I ask for anything, I'm just trying to be so thankful for everything. Appreciate you for that. Thanks for letting me use my platform and to talk about my business as well. Like I said, I was done with the NFL. I didn't know what to do. I ran a football my whole life. Even when I tried to engage in other activities, my agent told me focus on football. Mm-hmm. We'll handle the rest. So with that being said, all I did was focus on football. So when I left football, I had to learn how to function in society, So I kind of went back to Cincinnati, tried to hang out with my friends. I realized that, I was ready for change. And in a nutshell, I was just ready to serve my higher purpose. I felt like one day I was sitting down and I tried to figure out who I was. And I was just looking through my social media. I looked through my MySpace, my Facebook. I started really evaluating myself. And I felt like I wanted to do something that made me happy. The NFL made me happy, but that came with a lot of injuries, anxiety, and stress. But I wanted to genuinely do something that made me happy. And I think evaluating myself, it was just helping people and helping kids and, help encouraging others that, come from my situation or don't come from my situation. Because we all have different problems. It don't matter where you come from. We all have our own problems within. And if I could help, others, find themselves within, I feel like I'm serving my higher purpose on this earth. So I do stuff I love to do. I get to help people. I'm around a lot of good mentors. I have a lot of helping hands. Jamil Weeks. I got a celebrity kickball game.
Jamil Weeks. Speaking of Jamil Weeks, I had him on the show too.
Yeah, Jamil. So Jamil Weeks. I just talked to D Gordon. Yeah, I just talked to D Gordon earlier.
You guys are doing a big event, right? Pretty soon.
Absolutely. We got a big celebrity, stuff like that. A big celebrity kickball game coming up where we get back to the community, help out, donate. We pretty much donate the money to all of our proceeds and nonprofits. We'll pretty much taken and donated, just trying to genuinely help and get back to this community and serve, a higher purpose in this world and give people a platform and stuff. So that's literally how my training came about. I was ready to like serve my higher purpose, and I'm still doing projects and doing more projects and just continuing to thrive, be a light in this in this universe, man, and help encourage and inspire others that they can do anything they put their minds to. So not letting them quit. That's probably my only thing that any of my clients or my kids on my football team would say is Coach T would never let you quit. Never. So that's how everything came about. I love it. I know there's a lot more. I'm still, 27 years old. I know it's a lot more out there to do. But as of now, I'm just trying to fulfill and serve my higher purpose and just help, just be a helping, lend a hand, whether it's being a voice or being a shoulder somebody can lean on, just being there for them and helping them out. Because like I said, I don't have not a complaint in the world about life. I was so blessed. Like you literally helped me realize all of that as we've been talking. So blessed, man. Can be more thankful.
Yeah, hey, I had Jamil Weeks on the show last year, and he was an honor to talk to, and he's doing great things with the kids, with his camp, with helping the kids become better baseball players. But not only that, it's all about helping out the youth. And but I want to get to this a couple more things before I let you go, obviously. I know you mentioned earlier you still got it. So do we see a potential NFL comeback in you, Tion?
Ooh, what do you think? You think I should?
Yeah, come back to the NFL. You could come. I'm a big Dallas Cowboy fan. Come play for the Cowboys.
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Zeke gonna take me in?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, he will.
Man, that's it, man. Listen, I promise you right now, if that's my purpose in this world, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be back out there. There's no doubt in my mind I'll get back out there, and I will be ready too. I'm healthy.
Hey, you heard it here first.
I'm healthy. That means we gotta go. I gotta get back to. That's not a bad idea. When are running backs normally done? Like 30?
Yeah.
I was a special teams guy predominantly too. I can get out there.
You see, Tion Green, you still got it. You can still play.
I know. I promise you, I feel like the NFL, I didn't even take that many hits. Like I was like, that was nothing like college. I was getting dinged up. NFL, I was like barely touched. I'm like, I had a non-contact injury. Like my injury wasn't even a contact injury. It's just my knee dislocated. It gave out.
Hey, I gave you another thought out there for you. So there you go.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm gonna manifest that. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna manifest that.
Hey, yeah. Hey, if you do,
I wouldn't mind playing again, man. I've been watching these guys on TV. Yeah. I've been coaching them on TV. I'm screaming at. I saw Jamil. I'm coaching college games. I'm like, what are you doing? You need to climb that block. Keep your eyes straight. Stick your foot in the ground. I still got it. I still got a little bit of it, man. But like I said, man, if that opportunity presents itself, you can guarantee I'll take full advantage of that, man.
Yeah, so a couple more things here. Obviously, I want to get to obviously you're big in fantasy. I'm big in fantasy. My team is 0-2. My team is 0-2 right now. But what do you like about today's running backs? Like DeAndre Swift, for example, from Detroit, who plays for Detroit right now. We met him in person this year. He's awesome. And like DeAndre Swift, Zeke, you just you go down the list. Like who else? Christian McCaffrey. What do you like about today's running backs?
The thing I like about today's running backs, and this is no offense to the old school running backs, I like the versatility that right now we can all sit and argue which running back is our favorite running back. Mm-hmm. We can say Alvin Kamara, Zeke.
Alvin Kamara, yep. Mm-hmm.
You can Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. You can say we can go down a list of backs. I mean, I saw Najee's gonna be a guy.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about we can go to look at every team, and it's these backs bring so much versatility to the game that they're not one dimensional, and like where they create a difference in that game is very, very their impact on their teams. Like I think offenses now have opened up because last I checked as a kid growing up, not sure because I wasn't in those meeting rooms, but there's a lot of power backs. A lot of backs didn't catch the ball out of the backfield, just straight downhill. Big bulky guys. Now you got all these like come on. Like, obviously, I keep leaning towards Alvin Kamara, but like he can do anything. And he's a big guy. Alvin is bigger than you think he is.
Right.
So you got this guy that can catch, run you over, like jump over your head. Like these running backs get open field, and it's like, okay, what's gonna happen? You got Zeke coming at you. You got Derrick Henry. Come on, man. You don't even like. It's like, who's the best running back?
Derrick Henry. Yeah, Derrick Henry.
That's what I'm saying. You got all these names, and it's like, you just don't know. Each back is just so. I mean, it's exciting to watch these guys, man. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it's only gonna get better. These guys are only gonna get better. Keep changing the game. These offenses are gonna open up. Like, man, and that's the thing about these backs now. I think their versatility and what they bring to their teams, be it like being a good teammate, what they provide for their team is so detrimental and important because it's irreplaceable. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to replace that. So I think that's, when you got guys just going downhill, outside zone, inside zone, all you need is the right blocking and your running back to hold on to the ball. Because I'm pretty sure if he made it to the NFL, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. But there's one thing that separate the elite ones is what you can do in open space, on your one-on-one matchups, on your 3-on-1 matchups, on your 4th-and-1 matchups. That's what separates guys, nowadays that, you get this, it's just, they're so versatile.
Right. Yeah, so do you think Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league right now?
I think, and I'm a running back, so this isn't fair that you're doing this to me. I think every running back in the league is the best running back in the league. They made it to the league. But honestly, I think this is so tough. It's tough. It's tough. Do you think he would have the same success if he wasn't with the Titans?
I mean,
if he was in a different system.
If he was in Dallas, he would have had a lot of success.
Then they get rid of Zeke, man. So you don't think Zeke Elliott's the best running back?
He's good, but not as good as Derrick Henry right now. I'm telling you, Derrick.
Right. Oh, so you're saying right now?
Yeah, Derrick Henry is like on a different level.
I'm with you. I'm with you, but I like they all bring something to the game. Like when I see him, I just look for him to destroy people. Mm-hmm. But then when I look at Alvin Kamara, I look for him to bring excitement to the game. I look at who else we got? Or Zeke. I know Zeke, once he gets going and you start feeding him, he's not going to be stopped.
Or Aaron Jones from Green Bay.
Oh, my God. We had 4 touchdowns the other day? 5?
Yeah. 4.
Man, what a game. And then to do that on that caliber of a night with his dad, the situation he was going through, talking about that type of mental focus is what keep you in the NFL for so long. I'm talking about focus so strong like that nothing can deteriorate him off his course. Like, that's a strong guy, man. And I watched that game and heard his story. I have nothing but much gratitude and respect for that dude, man, to go out there and handle himself like a true pro. Yeah. That was awesome to see, man. That's very inspiring.
So before we get to the last 2 things, how's your fantasy team doing so far?
Mom, how we doing on fantasy? She's outside. I think we're 0-2. Me and my mom are teammates. But just off the record, I think we might be 0-2. I don't know if we won a game yet.
My team is 0-2 also. So I need this win. I need a big win today.
I think me and my mom will get one tonight because we'll be watching some games with them. But yeah, I just got into the fantasy thing. I was struggling, I was struggling picking players.
Wow.
Like, I'm like, I don't know who to pick, who I want. Or I was trying to get too technical. I was trying to look at the schedule, who was playing who. Like, I was getting intense.
So, so the last 2 things here, our team is part of this foundation. It's called the Hugh Jackson Foundation. He's a former NFL coach. He's now the offensive coordinator at Tennessee State with Eddie George. We're trying to help him prevent human trafficking, making sure the community stays safe. So I'll send you the foundation so you can go check it out.
Yes, please, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and essential workers right now?
Absolutely. Thank y'all for everything that y'all are doing, keeping us safe. It's kind of, I'm glad that you are giving me this platform to speak on it because, one of my parents is a teacher. Okay. And I know going back to school this year, I mean, we look at COVID, it's still a thing. We're still living in a, semi, pandemic, whether we believe it or not. People are still getting sick. But I just want to say much gratitude for all the workers that are around it. The teachers, the nurses, the doctors, thank y'all so much for keeping us safe, our community safe. And, at the same time, putting y'all lives at risk as well. So I just want to say much gratitude and thank you so much for serving, doing a great job, especially keeping me safe with my sickle cell and, coming up with ways where I can fight my disease and sickness and help others, So much gratitude.
Yeah. Well said. And there it is. That wraps up episode 909 with former NFL running back who played for the Detroit Lions and Indianapolis Colts, Tion Green. And now he's the CEO and owner of Ambitious Training Solutions. Go check that out on all social media formats. And hopefully a potential return to the NFL for Tion Green if everything goes well. He's
Absolutely.
He wants to come back. He's hungry.
Absolutely.
Go follow him on all social media formats. This has been an honor, inspiring conversation, and thank you again. And we would like to have you back on the show so you can meet the full team. But keep up the great work and stay safe.
Absolutely, and thank you so much, man, for giving me the platform to have a voice. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem, and thank you again.
All right, brother.